Hello everyone, welcome back to another Age of Empires 4 commentary. I am Beyond as always. Thank you so much for the support in the past couple videos and the channel as a whole. It truly does mean a lot to me. Let's get right into this gameplay today. In the blue, we have VortiX playing as the Mongols, rocking the Ice Dragon? I don't even know. It looks like a sick. It goes perfectly with the combo, so we love a matching statue. Across the way with the golden boat, we have Kiljardi playing as the Ottomans in the purple. Looks like we're having an early military school. As you can see, the quick opening goes from the 5 villagers, goes right to the stone outcropping, collects that 50 gold. It goes right to the tree, the straggler tree to start collecting wood, leaving 1 on food, and then that other villager over here builds the house and the military school. Get a little bit of early aggression, or just honestly to prevent any early shenanigans from the Mongols themselves. So now collecting enough wood and goes right over to the food to start collecting. You can also follow the build order over here from Kiljardi if you'd like to. VortiX, of course, is a very, very good pro player. Same with Kiljardi. Cast them both on my channel before many times. VortiX's social links will be in the description below. Great streamer, I believe streams mainly in Spanish, and then it also has a YouTube channel as well. Don't think Kiljardi does anything. If he does, let me know and I'll add it to the links in the description as always. Now this matchup is a little bit interesting. It's pretty map dependent. I think right now Mongols are super popular at the current moment because of how good they are at that trade. Trade is absolutely a pivotal thing for Mongols, and maps like Hill and Dale just make it so easy for them to just lock in and get it going so early on. And those early Keshiks are actually pretty strong for map control, so not the worst thing in the world. That being said, the Ottomans can go all in on that early feudal age timing, so Kiljardi is nothing to be messed with those Ottomans. The Mongols currently sit at about a 56% win rate across about 193 games in Conqueror and above. In this matchup, as I said, Mongols is currently being played right now a lot. It's very map dependent, which is maybe why you see the smaller sample size, but a nice win rate. Atop from that, across all divisions, which means, you know, any rank, and it means that many of those players, like myself included, can only play 1 or 2 civs. And platinum and diamond and below, so it's a little bit tougher for them to play as map dependent, which may lead to why this stat is like it is. Mongols currently say a 47.8% win rate across about 2,700 games, so not as favored overall, but in Conqueror and above, like we're in right now, it is Mongol favored. On this map, obviously not ideal for trading. As you can see, we have the trade post way out yonder. You have to put it way over here and control a lot more of the map, but at least it does go behind VortiX's town center, so it won't be too bad of a route. Looks like we just have like a little straight line and a little bump over here and then to the end. They might actually bump around here as well, which would be unfortunate pathing for VortiX, but you never know, it might happen. Now we do see some shenanigans going down over here. It looks like it's going to be trying to prevent any more stone from going down, but little does VortiX know, there is already 2 spearmen on the way because of that early military school, and that, I take it back now, that is exactly why the early military school came out against the Mongols, and that would be because he wanted to stop any shenanigans like this from going down, and it looks like the villager pulls will be successful in stopping any shenanigans coming out. We do see that VortiX is bringing 2 more to the table, so it looks like they're going to be a nice round though with the villagers. The villagers are actually doing a lot of damage, and there they go. It looks like we're going to be seeing another 2 come over to the fray to see if they can do any sort of damage. It looks like they might get a little bit surround. Nope. Kiljardi is able to poke them down, and now VortiX is actually here with 3 spearmen, which is going to be enough. It looks like the villagers are going to be taking on this fight. You don't show up to this town without a butter knife fight, and it looks like there's some nice micro here from Kiljardi, actually killing off more than I would have expected, honestly, and now we'll be retreating because they obviously, butter knives will get outdone by those spears. Now this tower is only in range of that stone outcropping, so nothing can be too worrisome for Kiljardi. But he might be looking to do a little bit of damage, and actually decides to move out, builds that tree line on the backhand side so it won't be hit for quite some time, and will just be building up an army. At least his gold is safe in the backhand side, but will prevent any 2 TCs or any really fast feudal age pushes with multiple military schools. So VortiX is sitting in a pretty good spot right now, feeling pretty comfortable. What do we see? We see the deer stones coming out. I was actually starting to look for that. Deer stones is going to be coming out, so playing a little bit pretty much pretty standard. At this point, going to be seeing a lot of that Yam network coming out. And we, of course, see the twin minaret coming out as well, which makes sense. Safest food in the game. When positioning your minaret, make sure it's not near the food so they de-aggro. And make sure it's a little bit underneath your TC if you can. This is a totally fine position because you want to be able to have it covered by this TC, and that's how long it has, so it will be safe. Especially against civilizations like the English, think of those early longbowmen. You want to make it safe and sound. Khan's moving out over here, just checking things out. We also have a scout going out from Kiljari to see if there's any shenanigans afoot, like trade, X, Y, and Z. Mongols can definitely, if unscouted, can definitely get dicey. So if you're playing against the Mongols, especially in the early ranks, definitely scout as much as you humanly can. 1, to scout for that trade, and 2, just to really make sure that you have that full-on map control. Because if they get map control and can start to push, they can trade, they can put up that early... oh my goodness, what is that thing called? I don't know. The thing that heals everyone. I'm just losing it right now. But it is what it is. It begins with a K. I'll see it if VortiX manages to build it. I will know what it is. We see another cheeky outpost going down over here, which will definitely be super annoying. But we see actually the counterattack over here from Kiljari going, you know what? Anything you can do, I can do better. So while you build out towers over here, I am going to be sitting over here and taking down your Uvu and any straggling people popping out of here and the stable. So Kiljari actually saying, you know what, enjoy that side of my base. It's been a lot of fun, and might just move to this other thing over here. That being said, this thing is full and takes down a free archer, which is unfortunate pathing over here. Make sure he paths them over here, and there's the blacksmith. Guys, if you didn't know, the Ottomans, you need to build all of these production facilities around a blacksmith so it gets the boost as it goes. If you do not do that, it will not be boosted, and that will make it also so your all-in push is definitely not as powerful as it could have been. We also see the early imams coming out, which is a nice strategy that I'm not used to seeing actually. And while the Khajiits also have their own version of that healing, it looks like the Ottoman army is going to have a little bit of secret of their own and bring in the big guns, and the 2 imams popping from that visor point over here for Kiljari is actually going to make this push even more scary. That bowman has been absolutely sacrificed to the greater good. It's been fun knowing you. This Uvu is going to be going down quite quickly. It's quite squishy actually when it gets out. So no more stone allowed. And actually this outpost is not in range just yet, or actually can't shoot at the current moment. But there's 4 squads in here, and is pretty much just standing still. But at this point, Kiljari is actually being mobile with his army, and making this a lot harder. We also have a meter coming out as well. So it looks like this whole army is actually looking pretty scary. We have 12 archers, 3 Sipahi, a few spearmen as well. And honestly, Kiljari is completely unfazed by these 2 cheeky tower placements over here. Probably will be a little bit more phased once this arrow slits goes in, because I believe it will be able to start killing those over here. And this Ottoman army is actually moving out looking for this gold vein over here, which they will eventually find. Let me see if this tower can actually get in range. We see that it is ready to go, and there it goes. It's going to be shooting the house. It's nothing too major. That house will go down in about a year and a half, so no worries there on that front. And it looks like the Ottoman army is just looking to pick off anything it possibly can. But the Mongols being the Mongols, they have an outpost about everywhere, so it's going to make it hard to actually raid. Guys, if you've made it to this far in the video and you have been enjoying my commentaries and casting, please do consider dropping a subscribe at the bottom. Click that button over there and leave a like on the video. It helps me out a ton so more and more people can see it and see my content. Thank you so much. Now, as we get back into this, we have the Ketriks moving over here, protecting this unreal wood line going on. We have 19 villagers in total for VortiX collecting that wood. And we now have finally an engage. 3 Keshiks and 6 archers, it looks like. These Sipahi are going to provide a decent front line, but not nearly enough. And now the archers are now focusing in on the other archers over there. This meter is still up and about, and these Sipahi are still keeping these Keshiks from off line, but this healing is actually doing super well because there's no spearmen really involved, which is really causing a lot of the damage. Every single archer is going down, and now the imams are going down as well. These Keshiks are actually looking super strong at the current moment. They're dishing so much damage, and Kiljari's forces are going to be absolutely cleaned up. That healing, oh wow, there's a whole squad of them here as well. Going to be these Keshiks are now going to go down super fast now that there's spearmen in the mix. And that's actually Keshik one where it's going to be going down. Nope, but they are going to be picking up 1 villager. So now it's a little bit even Stevens. We have the wood line way over here just to completely make sure that there's no shenanigans going on. All these villagers took a quick break. Now you're going to be moving out to these berries over here. And this is quite the large setup, and unfortunately for VortiX, his forward archery range and Uvu have been spotted yet again. Trying to take advantage of that, it was moved from over here to over here, and it's going to be found yet again, and it's going to be completely dismantled. Looks like even this archery range is going to be going down. The Sipahi, the Keshiks, are looking to do something about it. Quickly takes down one of the Keshiks and then moves right back on. Now this... Now, that being said, this push would look a lot scarier if VortiX did not take this stone outcropping. If that was the case, it would be a lot spookier with 2 to 3 military schools. But with the visor point being taken, there's a cancel over there. So now it's going to be fully situated. We have a nice large army over here. And we also, what do we have? We do not have siege engineering just yet, so there will be no ram ranch coming in for Kiljardi, but does have map control at the current moment. We do see a cheeky little Keshik and Khan moving out here, looking for stragglers, but unfortunately for this Keshik, there's going to be a running behind spearman, which will be able to do a lot of damage to it. And here it goes. Going to make quick work, as you can see, the damage that these spearmen do. So as always, make sure that you use those spearmen accordingly. Looks like this Ottoman army is getting bigger and bigger, and it's going to be locked in on this tower over here. These Sipahi do not care about this tower in the slightest, and they're going to be taking it down quite quickly. We have the archers a little bit out of position, though, moving a little bit forward if they shouldn't. But these spearmen are going to be quickly taken out by the whole gang, and now they're going to be moving back over here, trying to torch this down as quickly as possible. But now these Keshiks have a deal with a front line of about 11 spearmen, which is going to be absolutely deadly. And as you can see, chasing them back quite quickly. But this tower is doing so much work. VortiX is able to quickly heal it up, take a few more volleys, and now they're still fighting within this range. And it's doing a lot of damage. It's going to be taking down the Meter, I think, as well, which is absolutely devastating for this army. Stops turning yellow, that glow goes away, and that tower is the MVP of this fight. Takes down a Meter, took down half of the archers. And that is the power of having towers. So everyone, if you're looking to get those food resources out on the map, or those gold resources that are far away from your base, please drop a tower. It is the best thing for you, and it can hold and be the pivotal as defense, as you saw right over here. We do have a market going down, so we might be seeing some traders from VortiX, or we might just be seeing the ability to sell that wood over here, because so much wood is coming out from this Gur going forward. But we can also see that this wood's almost running out as well. We see another military school, so actually has moved on to these larger stone outcropping to finally get something done. Has completely abandoned the thought of using these tree lines for now, but probably has enough of a force over here to take out these two annoying things over here, so we can go back to the basics and get that safe wood line. We'll have to wait and see if Kiljar decides to do that anytime soon, but with 9 Sipahi, that's going to make light work of those very flimsy outposts. But is keeping this army over here to make sure this wood line is fully protected, and another tower is going down. So very smart play by both players. There is the Meter. Don't want to be running out on your own, good sir. You want to be staying behind the squad in the back. we have a little, it's a little bell. Is that what that is? No, is it a horn? I don't know. It's awesome. Whatever it is, it's awesome. The attention to detail Age of Empires never ceases to amaze me. We do see, oh, is it just, I see like a little wooden, just the berry bush. So a group of 3 Keshiks are back here with the support of, there's actually a villager in here, which is actually quite kind of wild. That villager is still over yonder. We can move this over here. And now we're going to be seeing that these archers from this Mongol army are going to be moving out to this forward wood line. As you might expect, we see some rams as well to take out these back-end towers. And a lot of the villagers are already in this tower, so they're going to be dishing a lot of damage to that forward Keshik. But Keshiks are now also in the gold mine. They've taken out 3 villagers from over here. As you can see, the unfortunate truths of what happens when you're mining gold and your owner is not watching. It's absolutely brutal. Kiljardi loses 3 villagers just like that. But VortiX actually ahead by 7, which is quite insane. And I don't think we see any trade just yet, so no. So that is all villager count, especially those 4. That's actually deadly. The Sipahi are looking to move out, looking to do a little bit of damage. The meta is in tow, but that is actually a good amount of villagers, so it's actually going to be super unfortunate timing. And there we go. They instantly turn around, but there's a whole army here. So these Sipahi are going to have to move it and groove it. That meta is going to be going down quite quickly, though. And that's actually a pretty big thing if it does go down, because that's quite a big investment. This berry bush might be the end of the meta. No, instead of Sipahi sacrificed himself, another one going down. So VortiX able to deal with this infantry, this squadron of Sipahi quite quickly. A little fake out there, assuming that the rest of the army was in tow, but it was not. It's back at home, and these catchers are doing a lot of damage in the back end side, picking off yet another villager up to 5 at this point. VortiX is doing a great job at these small raids, trying to do a little bit of damage, and now the ram is out. Is going to be doing going to be looking to clean out these 2 outposts in the back end side. That way they can move back to get that very, very safe lumber camp underneath the first TC. Sipahi are in training and are over here. We have another unit, all these over here. The military schools are producing. As you can see, the amount of Sipahi that come out once military schools are involved. Actually, that Sipahi being an absolute mastermind, taking the full charge of the Keshik, so that villager stays safe another day. And now we have a 12-unit squadron chasing around these Keshiks. They're going to make short work of them, especially with their long range. They're going to be able to quickly make pokes every time they make a turn. As you can see, slowly going down. The Sipahi are finally moving in. Where is that ram? That ram is stationary, not doing too much, and actually finally moving out. It'll be taking down one, and then it'll be taking down the other. So the ram was built for a purpose and will not be used for the purpose because Sipahi do it that much better. Another one will be taken down quite quickly, and then Kiljardi will feel safe about taking his own wood line. Absolute definition, though, of a lazy co-worker. We have the ram, 2 rams, 3 rams who was designed to take those things out and doesn't even get his job going. Now he's going to be going on to bigger and bigger things for this other town center over here, which is exactly why VortiX has built up a 14 villager lead. We still see no trade out of the Mongols, which is a little interesting, but I think also VortiX feels like he's a very, very good spot. His economy is pumping, and unlike the Ottoman player, is sitting in a very, very good spot, especially militarily. That being said, the later this game goes on, especially if it goes into Castle Age, I do start to favor the Ottoman player. Without the Mongols having an easy trade route, their scaling into the late game is not the best. It's not like 100%, so I wouldn't be surprised to see if Kiljardi can start to take some advantageous trades over here, and then we'll start to slowly pull ahead if he plays his cards right. That being said, 46 Mongols archers are no joke, and here it is. Here's the first engage. We have quite a large force, 19 spearmen, 41 archers, and 16 Sipahi to just 12 Keshiks and 48 archers. And now the Sipahi are starting to dive. We're taking out some of those wonderful villager. That villager lead is being cut into ever slow surely, and even more coming out. And anyone that pops on this side of the town center is done and dusted. We have, I will say these spearmen are in a very great position. They're able to protect these rams from these Keshiks, and they're more and more going down. and more catches. Unfortunately, this is a very unfortunate choke point actually for VortiX. Cannot get actually anything around, and more are going to be going down. The first TC goes down. So now that auxiliary TC goes down, and now we're going to be focusing on all that food production. Those pastures are going to be quickly made short work of. They're producing more and more sheep, and here we go. There is the full engage. VortiX pulls the trigger. We have a lot of, unfortunately, idle units in the backhand side. They are able to quickly come to terms with what's happening. More villagers are being shot over here from the army as the army pulls back. Spahi are playing the tank. But these rams have gone down. But at this point now, once the archer units start to shoot full volleys into that villager unit, it's never going to be a good thing. The Khan has been killed, but I believe that VortiX will be able to hold this off for now. But Kiljardi was able to take out a TC and shorten the villager lead to about 7. So he's sitting in a very, very good spot, especially because the Mongols do not have their trade up and going. But Kiljardi, on the other hand, does have 3 military schools producing at full clips, which is going to be very, very tough to stop as the Mongols if he keeps making trades that are very advantageous. That being said, we have VortiX is now out for blood, knowing that wants to do a little bit of damage to these retreating units. That meter now goes down, and this army changes the tide completely. Goes from bright yellow and very, very scary to one that should be falling back as quickly as possible. These archers are not allowing that to happen very easily, and they're picking off strays left and right. This is an excellent trade here for VortiX, and he knows full well as well that these Keshiks can definitely go back and heal up on anything that they are able to find. More and more, the archers are now focusing on the Sipahi, which is exactly what the Ottomans want. The more they can shoot your own archers without them getting any damage in the back end side is absolutely perfect. We do have enough spearmen on the front end side to make these Keshiks run away. So now it is the Mongol player on the back foot. VortiX is running away, and now there's one more Keshik that's going to be sacrificed to the greater good. It is not quickly turned away and quickly on the forefront yet again. This back and forth is absolutely tantalizing. It is like watching pros microing this much is absolutely insane, and they're also not dropping behind on their macro component. As I said, that there is the Imperial Armory. It is dropped as mid-fight, which is nuts. VortiX is not that close to Castle Age, but probably will be able to save up once he sees the ding of the Imperial Armory. He actually might see it if he keeps moving in, and this mangonel is going to be doing a lot of damage to this kind of army. 41 archers, 1 mangonel, that is their absolute nemesis. So we'll have to wait and see if that comes to fruition. Now the pastures are built back up, and they're going to be moving back over here. As you can see, so many sheep in the fray for VortiX, 16 already. Kiljardi goes up to Castle Age, and VortiX immediately starts to save up that food. And that gold mine quickly sells a bit as well, so to hit it as quickly as possible. So we'll be going up quite soon afterwards. We see that pivotal archer upgrade. Once those hats turn into steel hats, it is going to be a rough time for anyone that's still in feudal. The step readout is now coming up, which is the quick gold miner. So we will not be seeing the other healing landmark. We're going to be seeing a more economic one, as VortiX knows he has to get up quickly to as many of those step Keshiks as he possibly can, especially into what he's facing. And going to be getting that upgrade for all these archers quite quickly. Going to want that 2-2 as quickly as you like, and there they are, the 1 and 2, veteran, to make those Keshiks veteran and to make those archers veteran as soon as humanly possible. Kiljardi is about to ding over here, and there it is. We have a Lancer now out in the map, which is a lot better of a tank than those Sipahi, and we also have 10 Janissaries on the map as well. It means the visor point was probably used to quickly produce them by the TC. Now they are able to track down these Keshiks. 1 goes down. The Lancer unfortunately takes the L as well. The boar is taken down quite quickly from these silver hats. Probably not going to be seeing an engage until VortiX hits Castle Age. Does not want to use these 56 archers in any way besides picking off those Janissaries and the opposing archers themselves. That being said, VortiX has 56 archers and now implementing in some crossbows as well. 4 Keshiks are on the way. 7 crossbowmen are in production, which is going to make this army very well rounded and very, very scary. Does need a little bit more Keshiks though for this front line, because they will be kind of ripped through quite quickly, especially with these Janitaries in tow. There's also 7 Lancers out in the map, which is going to provide a great front line if they're able to meet up with this army before any more are picked off. Looks like 1 or 2 are going to be picked off. VortiX knowing when to push his advantage and doing even more damage actually. This is actually really, really great for VortiX. Another unit is going to be going down. These trees are very unfortunate with where they are. They cause so many deaths by just the pathing of those units. Now, the current villager count is 69 to 69. So it looks like Kiljardy has finally evaporated that over there. And it looks like they were able to get a lot of damage in over here, causing so much damage in the backhand side. Apologies if I missed that, but it looks like these Sipahi were able to do a lot of damage. As you can see, 20 villagers killed. Absolutely insane. Here is the Mango, as we mentioned before, would do so much damage into both of these armies. Not much armor is on the map. But that being said, Kiljardy does have 12 Lancers now out on the map, so they can make quick work of any siege they see out in the open. It's going to be really, really tough for them to do anything about. Another Mango on the way for Kiljardy, so if he can get a good shot with that, that might be all she wrote for this very, very squishy army. And there it is. The Mango is in the stealth forest, so no one knows anything about it. That Mango gets actually misses completely, so does this Mango as well. It's going to be a full-on engage. The Mango is quickly sniped. The Mango misfires yet again, but hopefully this time around it will be a little bit better. These Lancers are providing a great front line, a nice Mango shot over there, but I don't think there's enough to actually kill off these Lancers. Now that Lancers are actually in onto the archers, which is not what you want at all. This Mango is going to be going down. It's going to be absolutely light work. It looks like the biggest difference there is that Kiljardy had a real front line and VortiX did not. Those Keshiks went down so quickly, and now they're diving the TC, trying to do as much damage as humanly possible. There's also a lot of Janissaries involved in here as well. There was 10, there's down to 3, but they're dishing the DPS. Every time you hear that gunfire, it's going to be a rough one for anyone else, down to 1 overall. And the last Janitary might be going down. Actually is in the backside, so this one dude may survive to live another day to teach the other Janitaries what's going on. We now see VortiX again chasing them down with that increased movement speed from the Khan, and going to be doing a lot of trickle damage as we go. We see even more Sipahi in on this end side. 27 have been killed at this point, so it could just be every time that we turn away, more and more Sipahi are going in and taking names and numbers. Another Mangonel has entered the fray. Going to be able to do a lot of damage to this very, very squishy competition over here for VortiX. And VortiX is actually building another TC on this 4 deer. So really wants to establish his economy quite quickly, and knows that trade would not be an option at this point for just how terrible the spawns are for that. Now, if Kiljardy does see this going up, is probably going to end up attacking it quite soon. And these Lancers can do a lot of damage if they get into any one of these lines. The biggest win would be definitely getting Lancers in over here, because 29 villagers are over here, only 10 spots in this TC, or 15 spots in this TC. That means 15 completely unaccounted for. Same thing over here, 16 and 5 slots over here. So it's going to make light work if they are able to get in on those villagers. It might not happen, but you never know. We also see that more and more of crossbowmen are coming out as well to deal with these Keshiks and one-shot them quite quickly. Then move on from there. This Uvu is the target yet again. One day this Uvu will complete its journey and completely exhaust the resource. Today might not be that day. There's only 5 Lancers here, so it actually might be able to be pushed off with this army. And very, very nice micro there by VortiX, not wanting to move up and cause the attack bell before the archers were able to, the crossbowmen were able to get into range of two volleys before they actually disappeared, which led to a cause of a Lancer going down. Quite the sizable force over here Only 3 Janissaries still, but would do a great job at dealing with his front line, making quick work of them. We have 1 mangonel on the way as well on the backhand side. Keshiks are over here, causing about 3 villagers worth of damage. Might even get 1 more. Actually has to move back because some terrible pathing there, unfortunately, for VortiX, but is able to take out 3 more villagers with those Keshiks, so it's definitely, the value is definitely there. We see his Keshik will be chased down by a group of Lancers. They're trying to get in as quickly as possible. I think it will be eventually caught, but I'm not sure entirely. It might make it home just in time. We also see Kiljardi grabbing the relics. Let's see how many they have. Still none right now, but that will be the first one going down. Let's see if VortiX has any relics as well. The first one's over here, so probably not. But I don't see anything else coming out of VortiX's base in terms of relic collection. So it looks like it's going to be completely... 2 are going to be collected over here, and more will be going down. This one's going to be almost guaranteed, so Kiljardi will have the relic lead. These Lancers are looking for any stragglers to see what is going on. How is VortiX getting this money? And the answer is they're currently not. As you can see, VortiX's gold is very, very low. So at the current moment, there is nothing they're really doing, and they're moving the whole squad over here and the step readout as well, which will be light work. It's unfortunate, as the Mongols, that is one of the most annoying things that can happen, is that the placing of the building gets canceled by your own units, and they don't get the hell out of the way, unfortunately for you. This Ottoman death ball, though, is looking pretty spooky. Lancers, 16. Crossbowmen 17, we have 22 spears, we have 17 sipahi, we have janissaries, we have archers. This is looking quite crazy and almost maxed out fully on army, so would not be surprised to see if we move out quite soon. +2/+2 for range and attack. And VortiX is also getting the same upgrade over here. Now we have more Lancers moving in, just trying to do a little bit of damage, taking out the Uvu yet again. And now there's going to be a nice hit there from the Mangonel. And actually he's going to be taking out 2 Lancers essentially for the price of an Uvu. Which I don't know if that's worth it for either side, but it's okay. We can do the math eventually. Lancers trying to do a lot of damage on the back end side, but no one is home. VortiX has moved them all over to this gold mine over here. And it's going to be collected quite quickly if that is the case. Now this Ottoman death ball is moving out into the middle of the map, trying to secure some sacred sites maybe. Also has the springholds in place just in case they have to snipe out a mango. 4 springholds though on the side of VortiX, so they will not be able to get close to actually kill off that mango, or they will trade their own lives for it. And now we might have an engage. The mangonels have moved into position, and here we go. Both sides are aware of each other, and it looks like the VortiX is going to be making the first push onto these production units out front. And the springholds are ready to snipe. Looks like we're also going to be moving in. It looks like a lot of Lancers actually just killed off about 14 villagers on the backhand side. And that's why VortiX is engaging. It looks like, oh, that is an unreal shot from the Mango. But now the Mango is shooting up and over here. Springholds are doing their job, though, and getting a lot of value. But this one Mango is still safe and sound because it was up and over where it could be seen. And now it's moving in. We have villagers trying to produce a tower as quickly as possible, but it won't be the case. We have Lancers still doing a ton of damage. And there is the GGs from VortiX. Kiljardi played that absolutely perfectly. And once the Ottomans get into that late game with no trade, it's going to be really tough to deal with them. Guys, if you did enjoy this video, please do leave a like and subscribe. It'd really mean a lot to me. We're closing in on that 1,000 mark quicker and quicker every day. I super appreciate it. And if you like their gameplay, go check out their links in the description as well. Have a great night.